So turns out after looking at the video again myself, I decided to upload it on YouTube for absolutely no reason. Especially because I literally recorded this on my Mac facecam, which is really shitty. With a study lamp as a light source. I don't even know what I'm doing. Let's just get into it. Here's what's gonna happen. So I'm really tired of the education system. Like always, everyone is. Okay, but then I think about what, like, I am a person who does not love to talk about problems, but rather the solutions for them. So I was thinking, how could I even talk about solving the problem of shit? There's so many I can't even name one. Let's start with creativity, okay? I think the uniformity of Indian schools, I've only experienced CBSE, so that's all I can talk about. But the sort of uniformity that is made particular to every single person, regardless of what kind of a person they are, is horrendous. I hate it. Okay, you cannot even express yourself by wearing different shoes or having a different hairstyle or wearing a different tie. Anything at all, not allowed. I am really tired of this shit. And I am also in 10th grade, so boards. Yeah, it's January, they start in February. And oh boy, am I on a swivel. So, I just came to thinking, I thought, what would happen if I go up to the principal or let's say whoever's in charge and talk about how creativity should be included. Like, my idea was to ask every single student what their interests are and for them to be fed every single day. Like, people think it's a far shot to rather ask, give us a sports period twice a week or on Saturdays. That's not good enough. You need to learn to be your own person. We hear all this shit about how CEOs of whatever, Facebook, Google, IKEA, all of them are dropouts. See if IKEA didn't even go to school. Whatever. And they always reply with something along the lines of, but it works, the Indian education system. Like, see, this is the example I hear most often. Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google at the moment, they always talk about how he has been educated in India for his school and he is where he is now, and that's because of the Indian education system. But they never talk about what he has to say now about the Indian education system.
I think ways in which we could move forward would be, for me, if I look at what is needed to solve the next generation of problems, creativity is an important attribute. I think so. Encouraging more creativity through the educational system. Today, I do think our educational system values, rigorous academic knowledge over necessarily, being more creative in how you approach education. I think that's important. Another thing I would say is, and I think I've seen it in the best schools in the US, etc. It's what I call, it's very experiential, very hands-on. People learn how to do things by doing them, not just by learning about them, right? And I think that's a big difference. So, to me, so allowing a system in which there's a lot more creativity, learning how to get things done by hand, and so much more of a project-based experiential learning are all, I think, trends which the Indian educational system needs to adopt. And I also think it's important to teach students to take risks, and and making sure the system doesn't penalize for you to take risks, and if you're different. And so those are all attributes which I think are important.
Everyone just not gonna do anything about it. They just clap and they move on. And I cannot tell you how pissed off I am. So here's my solution. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna smash these boards, and then I'm about to take that mark sheet and shove it up their face holes and tell them, here's my credibility. Now listen to me. Now I'm not, in your way, not a stupid person who's a failure, but also has these marks, whatever they'll be. And since now I'm credible, listen to me. Listen to everyone else. We are tired of this bullshit. Oh shit. I shouldn't have said bullshit. Oh my god. So stupid of me. Can't even say that. I am just so... This is not even me overacting. I'm just talking to myself and recording it. I am so tired. I am so done. Like till this point, for the last 3-4 years since I've been a rebellious person, more like aware person, it's just been on an incline. Like I was like, yeah, it's bad, I'll deal with it. It's just, at one point I was also just thinking about leaving school altogether, but also the way the system works. In case none of my creative adventures pan out and earn me a living, in case they don't, what do I have to fall back on? What I hear from my parents. So it's basically, yeah, follow your passion, do all of it completely. You like dance all the time. I have no time to dance. I go to school in the morning at like what, 7 o'clock? I have to be out of my house, yeah. Then I come back at 4, sometimes 6 if I have extra classes for the week. W-E-A-K, not the W-E-E-K. Week. Sometimes at 6. Oh, guess what? Then I have tuitions. Then you know what? We get sent 4-hour assignments every single day to complete, to prepare us for our boards. Count that shit up. 8 hours of school including transit, approximately. That's when there's no stay back. Plus, give it an hour of tuitions. Okay, that's 8 plus 1, that's 9. Oh my god, I knew that, I'm so smart. Plus another 4 hours of the assignment. 13 hours. Plus what we're supposed to get 8 hours of sleep. Let's add that first, then we'll talk about the other things. Where was I? 13. 13 plus 8. 21. That's 3 hours left, in which you have to complete your notes, do all the projects, eat, showers, have family time, go out with friends, indulge in sports activities, follow your passion. All of it in those 3 hours. How am I supposed to do that? It's just not possible, and what I want, what my end goal is, to make that possible. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but I know I am willing to work for it, for every single person that has a passion, any passion, may it be dance, may it be any sort of a sports activity, may it be drawing, may it be painting, may it be singing, anything, for all those students where you shouldn't even, I hate that I have to address them as students even. For all those people, those individuals, I am willing to give it my time, give it all my effort. I know I don't sound enthusiastic about it, but oh, trust me, I am. I just had a thought. I have my social science pre-board on the day after and I haven't started studying. Oh, kill me already. I am willing to sacrifice my time. I am willing to give it all I have for all those students that have that sense of individuality, that are tired of the education system that are tired of being instructed how to do every single thing they do. When to eat, when to go to take a piss, where to sit, how to sit, when to stand, when to talk. Talk about diplomacy, guys. This is not diplomacy, this is slavery. You know what? There was this guy at school that called the education system slavery. I wouldn't say it's slavery. It's cooperative slavery, or something like that. I said, where you technically ask them to make you their slaves and pay them for it. I don't know. I just lost track of thought. I'm just really tired. Tired of all of this, all of it. I should, from what I hear from all my friends at school, if I have any, they study for hours on end every single day, leaving them no time to do anything else. Me, personally, I don't study. So I don't do those assignments, I don't do my homework, I don't do the projects. But you know what I do instead? I read books, I learn new things, I try new businesses. Oh shit, everything I say is a mistake. I shouldn't say foul language, I shouldn't say I'm into business stuff because I'm just a kid, I don't know what that is. People do not have time for this. I said once that I get the point of school putting all this pressure on you to achieve something and you getting stressed by it. Because you know what? That's how life is. Life is stressful, and unintentionally, probably unintentionally, maybe after I say this, intentionally, they teach you about how to deal with it. Not exactly that. What they tell you is, here's some stress. What are you gonna do about it? It's the same thing as they tell us what to learn, but not how to learn. Like, what do they say? Read it 2 times. Well, not everyone is not the same person. I cannot read a textbook 2 times and memorize every single word out of it. But you know what I instead can do? I can make, like, you know what do you call it? The kids call it a mind map, like a flow chart of the terms, and I'll memorize every single one of them. Some people use flashcards. Oh god, I'm ranting so much. Flashcards remind me of the paper wastage in schools. Jesus Christ. Accommodate to technology. We don't have to use paper. Just literally, instead of charging us a certain amount of money every single year to buy new books, just get us a tab, an iPad, something of that sort. We can literally just download all the books, make all the notes, memorize all of it, and put them out on a sheet of paper. You want to take the exams on a sheet of paper so there's no cheating? Go right ahead. But don't make us copy the same shit that's in a textbook on paper, again in a notebook on paper. What is the point? Learning by writing is... But you know what also works? Learning by cha-cha-cha, typing. It works, trust me, it does. Don't trust my grades, trust me. It is really, 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 really... I don't even know what to say. People are slitting their wrists. People are falling into depression. People are crying themselves to sleep at night. But no one seems to give a shit. I had a coordinator once who Wait, I'll give relevance to this first. So what was happening is at school. Hi, this is me editing the video. If you're still here, I'm just gonna stop editing it now because no one's gonna watch it this far anyway. So what's the point? I don't even care if there's lighting anymore. Here's an editing-free version of the rant now on. People were slitting their wrists and the teachers got to know about it as if they were smoking or something, as if it's a crime of sorts. And the coordinator, obviously not gonna mention her or his name. Whoa, smooth shit, there are no genders. Yeah, so he came in, he or she or he came into the classes and said, next time you want to do this, come to me and ask me for blades, ask me for stapler pins. That person said, don't even know how that's any relevance. Or you like staple yourself? I don't know. So it's not even like reverse psychology of sorts. It's just like even if it was reverse psychology, again, it would be unintentional. Everything good that comes out of school is unintentional. It is so weird. Another thing that happened. People were majorly talking about depression at school. Like everyone was like, oh, I'm so depressed. Now people even use it casually. But people also are actually depressed. People self-harm for attention. But people actually self-harm because they're depressed and too tired of the shit. I've never done anything, but that does not mean that I am not tired. And it does not mean that anyone who has is weak. This one teacher, she came in. Yeah, gender doesn't matter. She came in while everyone was